Here we go. We're here.
Oh my God.
Eat, Talk, Repeat, another episode. I am one of your trusty co-hosts, Ash Watkins. You can find me on all social platforms at Ash the Attorney. The one with the real food bona fides is my trusty cohort here, John.
John Curtis. That's me, folks. If you're unfamiliar with me, your luck has run out.
Oh,
all right?
Man.
I'm the infuriating, imperious, irascible, indefatigable nano-influencer at your service here on Eat, Talk, Repeat.
That's a callback. Where did you get that award?
It came out last year. Some website gave out the most influential food people, and I was the number one.
Nano?
I was number one named.
Nano. Oh, and introduce yourself. We've got our credibility counselor over here.
I'm from IT, and I'm just here to visit.
The food gal. We've got her in studio, so she's holding everyone's toes to the fire and going to fact check us when needed.
Yeah,
so.
When I say, it's a flamingo in Durango. no, it's Fort Apache and Trop. That's what she's here for. Okay.
And everyone, welcome to the show. Thank you for listening.
Should we fall on our swords about last week?
We will, but hold on. Like, follow, subscribe, leave a review, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. It helps everyone find us, anyone who's just looking for a food show. And then also keep emailing us, cheers@eattalkrepeat.com, hate mail, questions, fan mail, all of it.
Yeah, we love it all.
We love to hear it. We love to see where you're going. And then, yes, this is where we fall on our swords.
Oh, last week was... How do we sum
I don't
up
even know. Somehow we've added technology by adding video
and
then
subtracted at the same time.
Yeah, and we subtracted audio. So we added video, subtracted audio, but we apologize to our listeners. So thank you for the select
we put it up
few.
Late. Yeah, we put it up late last week, I guess on Friday night late.
Yeah.
And I tuned in first thing Saturday morning, and the sound was it was painful. It was awful. It's like our mics weren't working. Sam's was working, but he had another mic working as well as his mic, but you could hear scratchy noises, and it was so painful. I told the food gal to turn it off, and then I insisted we take it down. So we're going to recover Sans Sam. We're going to cover some of the same territory, revisit those topics quickly, and then move on to some new ones this week.
Yeah, Sans Sam, but audio. So there we go.
Audio.
Yeah, look at us.
We parlez français.
Okay, so let's run through it. Restaurants that we're going to cover the show: Esther's Dinner and Brunch for me, Petite Bohème, District Deli, Le Club by Partage.
Oh yeah.
Yee's, I think it's a Korean soup spot.
Korean soup. I'll sum it up right now. Yee's.
Okay.
It's the very definition of an acquire taste.
Okay.
And we can move on.
Okay. Perfect. Milos.
Oh, yes.
Jesse Ray's. El Torito.
Yay. Since 1975.
Irv's Burgers.
Oh, what?
Okay, just leave it. Hold it.
Okay.
Ada's. And for the food gal's birthday, Raku.
The food gal, 29 again.
Yes. Okay, so let's quickly get into some food news you can use. DJ Flores of Milpa. Apparently he's opening a new cocktail bar called Nocturno.
Downtown.
Going right over here by the Mission Linen Building, which is going to be where the Evel Knievel Museum, I think, is eventually going.
Yeah. I'm color me underwhelmed by Evel Knievel, but excited by DJ Flores.
I love cocktail bars. Give me another reason to...
Well, let's just call down, not the Arts District. Let's just call the Booze District.
We should.
Let's get honest, folks.
Yes.
Okay?
I think I heard when I was first moving here, they were trying to do like a brewery row or a brewery district.
Yeah, that was being kicked around. They tried to name it that. This was like 7-8 years ago. And that's, even though they licensed, I mean, there's got to be 7 or 8 breweries down here now, brew pubs, but that hasn't cotton hole. I mean, the booze district makes a lot of sense, though, because between brew pubs, wine bars, and cocktail bars, they're overwhelming the Main Street area.
Yeah, what is it? 18B? We're like the 18 blocks between
that hasn't really gotten traction either.
So I was going to say the B stands for booze.
Yeah, 18B, 18 booze. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
Also, he's opening a sister restaurant to Milpa, Cosecha. It's going in on Main Street.
Another restaurant I can't pronounce.
I know. I'm sorry.
Cosecha, Arima, Cocina. I mean, like, God, whatever happened to,
You got to get a Duolingo subscription.
whatever happened to, like, Jake's Steakhouse. Something like that I can comprehend.
When the most obscure name was Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, I was like, wait, why is there two names? Ruth's Chris.
Do you know why that is?
Yeah, Ruth bought Chris's Steakhouse.
Ruth Fertel bought Chris Steakhouse was a very well-known steakhouse in Louisiana, and she bought it, and it was called Ruth's Chris, and then it became a giant franchise worldwide.
You gotta respect it. She's like, damn it, I'm putting my name on it some way or another. Yeah. So that's going in. It's going to feature the production area of his tortilla making. You got the word. What's it called?
Nixtamalization.
There we go.
Where they add they grind the corn into cornmeal, then they add lye to it, and they season it with that, and it allows it to bind together, and it gives it a very distinctive taste, and it dates back to the Aztecs in before. And DJ Flores is doing it all in-house, which is props to him.
And I think he sells those tortillas all around town.
Yeah.
Specifically,
fantastic.
Our neighbors here, Vesta, have them, those blue corn tortillas.
I did not know that.
Oh, fun fact.
You know something I don't know.
Look at that.
God, did you hear that?
I know.
My head is
I
hurting.
forgot. Interruption. I forgot to send you guys a picture. I was wearing the hamburger socks you guys got me yesterday. It was so great. I loved them. So thank you guys. Okay. On to the next thing. Fiola replacement was announced at Wynn.
Yeah, what do you think of that? Pisces
Bar and Seafair. What used to be in there? What was it called?
It was called Lakeside.
It
was originally the Daniel Boulud Brasserie. Okay.
Got it.
And he had it for 10 years. And it was a wonderful French restaurant. And then after 10 years, he got the old heave-ho, or I don't know what. For some reason, it didn't work out. And they turned it into Lakeside, I think in 2015. Could have been 2000, maybe previous to that.
I think that's sooner, because I think I came here before 2015 for a Garth Brooks concert and had dinner there.
You know, I'm sorry, but I do think it ended. They ended there on July 2010. 2010.
Yeah, that tracks.
That's when they did. It was 5 years, not 10 years. That's it.
Okay.
It was because I have one of the last night of service, I stole both a menu and a wine list, and it's at my house. And you're right, it was 5 years, 2005 to 2010.
That's funny. Where was I just recently? Oh, May Dailies with Mr. Hollywood, and they handed me a menu, and I was flipping for the steaks section, and it was gone. And I was like, "Oh, John Curtis must have been here because the menu was missing." And they laughed.
A well-known menu thief dating to 1994.
Yeah. So look, the Wynn announced Pisces Bar and Seafair's going in.
I'm kind of excited. I mean, it needs Lakeside's been there for 10 years, and it has never floated my boat at all, so more than 10. And it
was kind of a soulless seafood restaurant.
Yeah, it just felt very much like a casino add-on restaurant. They just threw it there. Never had a personality. So maybe Pisces, a seafood restaurant, will help it take off. I'm more excited about that than I am a lot of things going on at the Wynn right now. So that's good.
Did you know Weiss Deli changed owners?
Because I saw it on social media, yeah.
Why aren't you breaking any news over here?
Because I'm too busy eating.
Okay, fine. Well, I learned it recently. Weiss Deli changed owners, purchased by Tony Fisher and his wife, Andrea Eppolito. Both have a ton of...
Sound real Jewish to me.
I know. They're going to change it to Fisher's Deli. And I also learned that it was originally Samuelli's.
Yes.
Then it was Samuel's.
Yes.
Then it became Weiss Deli. Yes. And so now it's Fisher's.
Yeah, and no matter what the incarnation, it was always miles better than the Bagel Cafe.
There you go.
The Bagel Cafe. I'm still, by the way, Bagel Cafe, still waiting for you to prove to me that you make anything in-house, okay? Threw it down to them on Facebook. How many years ago was that now, Food Gal?
I don't know.
I mean, it was 7 years ago? Still waiting, Bagel Cafe. When people go, I love the Bagel Cafe. Oh, it's just a sorry excuse for Jewish food.
I hope they clean Weiss's Deli. Oh, I said I hope they clean Weiss's Deli, though.
Yeah, but she doesn't. What's your beef with Weiss's Deli?
Come on.
What's your pastrami with Weiss's Deli?
I loved their smoked salmon sandwich because they packed a lot of salmon on it. But it always felt a little grungy in there.
Like a deli.
Yeah. Like a real New York deli.
I haven't been to New York enough, I guess. I don't know. They just look like someone could take a mop and clean the corners.
Okay.
All right, okay, that's her only beef.
Okay,
That's my only
okay.
beef. Otherwise, it was good.
But yeah,
That's all. Your chanting is done for the day. That's it. You're done.
yeah, turn her mic off. I'm excited about it. Look, I always think adding new energy to a spot's good.
And that part of the world, Henderson, Green Valley, deserves better restaurants.
Yeah.
So new independent owners, you have to applaud that. So
Yelp has 6 Vegas spots in its top 100 places to eat in the U.S.
yeah,
And
no,
this is how I'm getting you pissed off. I have to get.
I'm in such a good mood today.
Okay, starting off strong, Milpa. Then they fall off a hard cliff at Toasted Gastro Brunch.
What? What the F is that?
It's a boozy brunch spot.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
And Hachi.
Hachi?
Yep.
Hachi, the
izakaya place.
The izakaya. Hachi. Wait,
Jones.
By Ito.
Yeah, on Jones, across from the original China Mom.
Hachi. Well, that's perfectly. It's
Okay.
a perfectly average
izakaya.
What do the kids say? Meh. It's
mid.
Totally mid. Nothing wrong with it. It'll do it a pitch.
You would say Weiss's Deli is sus.
Sus.
Why is sus?
Sus is like suspicious, suspect.
Ah, okay.
So it's
Hey,
a
kids,
little
there
sus.
anyway, but
When
yeah.
people our age are using your lingo,
It's over.
time to change. It's over.
Keep them on their toes.
Okay.
Then the next they've got Slater's 50/50.
What?
I know. Top
They're
sushi.
pre-made burgers?
Yeah,
Fuck.
top sushi and oyster, which I had never heard of.
Yeah, I love Yelp. They
yeah.
list restaurants that we have never heard of.
Prime 141 Steakhouse. Have you ever heard of this? I've never heard of it.
Again, this
Yeah.
is the top 6 restaurants.
I know. Top 6 people.
Oh, God.
Forget us. Throw us out.
6 more reasons, or at least 5 more reasons to ignore Yelp.
Yeah. So ignore Yelp. Ignore all the other reviews out there. Just follow us.
Okay.
Sorellina Cucina Italiana.
What's that?
It's a new Italian restaurant, and this is
Are
where
you
I say,
pulling these right out of your lower digestive tract?
yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. The depths of the interwebs have told me there's another Italian spot in the Southwest. It's, as I say, wester and souther of Anima by Ito.
Right.
So it's out there, and it's the same team behind Saint Honore Donuts.
Oh, I put those two together. Great donuts and Italian food.
Yeah.
And they go together like, I don't know, sushi and prime rib.
Well, I mean, don't Italians make, what are those little doughy puff balls? No?
Well, they call bomboloni. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
okay.
make the
So why
bomboloni.
not?
But yeah, but okay, fine.
It's an average Italian spot.
I like your note. Menu looks pretty standard Italian.
I was like,
yeah.
I mean, when I read the post about it, it was supposed to be like from family recipes and all this, and I read it and I was like, I've seen this menu.
Man, this is me doing the thing that the guys do. Okay. All right. Ooh,
okay.
My wife present. Woo.
This is my last bit of news. Silver Stamp, which we love on the show, a neighbor of the office,
Oh, my
is
God.
celebrating 4 years
Oh, yes.
this Saturday.
With a pickled egg pizza.
Yukon is slinging limited edition specialty pies, and it's a pickled egg pizza.
Oh, God, yes. And that's worth going to, folks, because Silver Stamp is our greatest beer bar, and bringing our best pizzeria. That should
That's
be
going to be a
fun.
party. So
That's going to be
I'll
what?
end on a great note.
2/22.
That's Saturday.
Oh, and yes, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. How about that? Okay. So that's good.
okay.
Steakhouse. Let's go through the burger crawl.
Here's the thing. We're going to do a burger crawl. We disclosed it, I think maybe on the internet. I don't know where, but here's how it's going to work. We've got a list of a ton of steakhouses that have burgers on their menus. Some are only lunch, some are only bar, but they've got a burger on the menu, and we're all going to go and eat them at our own time within a... What was our deadline?
Well, I said it should be a week, and you said it should be 3 months.
Okay, the deadline on the first round's TBD, but we're going to go through them all on our own, and we've got criteria for rating them.
Yeah, let's go through.
We're going to, on 1 to 5 scale, rate them all on the following: meat to bun ratio,
Yes, I call it meat to bun balance, but yes.
plate or curb appeal, like how it looks when it shows up. Oh, this is yours, John.
Umami bomb factor.
Yeah.
Does it really just make your taste buds roll back in your head and sing hosannas to the stars.
Yep. And then accoutrement factor.
Accoutrement factor. Yeah, the stuff. Does the extras add or subtract to the overall lusciousness of the burger?
And then price point.
Yeah, I think one thing I think we price to value ratio, not to be ignored. We also, because some of these burgers are tipping $50 now.
My gosh!
And if you're going to charge $50, folks, you better bring it. And but I think the bun should almost. I don't know how you grade beef. There's beef to bun ratio in the very number one. But the quality of the bun or how the bun works around the beef should be almost
accoutrement.
Yeah, but I think accoutrement, something like the lettuce and that. Like I'll talk about a burger I had recently in a few minutes that in February, throws the stalest, whitest looking tomato on there. And it's like ruins the whole goddamn thing. Okay, I don't care.
It was so mealy.
I mean, mealy. I mean, folks, tomatoes don't belong in February. They don't.
Yeah.
Okay, tomatoes belong, let's say, May and June.
In July.
In July. Yeah, but May at the absolute earliest.
Yeah,
okay?
I'd agree. Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, but I think maybe the bun, however we break these factors down, the bun by itself, do you like 1 to 5? Is it a great bun? Because
Okay, so maybe we do meat, flavor, bun.
I think
and then we do balance.
Meat, bun, independently.
Yep.
Rather than just meat to bun balance. Yes, exactly.
Okay, so we're going to do a meat. And that's where Peter Luger's going to crush it.
Peter Luger is going to crush, not according to Sam Mirajowski.
100%.
Yeah, you're talking about the biggest Peter Luger fan, right? To my left
it is
here.
so good. Fugal.
Yeah.
I'm with you. You showed me a
aged
photo
steak
of it before I'd ever had it, and I saw the Peter Luger burger. I was like, oh, no chance. Onions, just this basic American-looking cheese, fat patty. I had it, and then I go in there, eat it, blown away.
Yeah.
It had that umami bomb factor.
Yeah, and
Yes.
before we're done, we're probably this is going to be more complicated than I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Also,
anyway, okay.
should we do a courtesy fry review? If they give you the fries, I think we got to talk about fries.
Courtesy,
Because you
I'm
just
writing
said
this
on a
down.
show before that we never talk about fries.
Yeah, review. Yeah, exactly. And actually, the fries could tip the scale. Let's say
Tiebreaker.
It's a tiebreaker.
Wait. It's the fry breaker.
99 to 99, and when their fries are a little better, done.
Fry breaker.
Does that count as an
The fry
accoutrement?
breaker. We're calling it the fry
fry
breaker.
breaker.
The fry breaker.
Oh,
There
my
you go.
God. I love it.
So let's quickly, before we move on, I want to cover this fast, though. I'm just going to name real fast, and you can always rewind this, folks, if you don't get it quickly enough. What we think are the best right now, subject to additions or subtractions. But I think because it's impossible. We're not going to be able to taste 40 burgers around town. Okay, so we're in our head. We have been working on winnowing it down, culling the herd to at least about a dozen good ones.
Okay, before you go through the list, on there is Del Frisco's, which we eliminated in the last show because we all agreed none of us want to go there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so we're deleting Del Frisco's.
Chain steakhouses don't do it for me.
Okay, and then also someone mentioned to us Fleming's that they had a burger on the bar. I looked it up. They have two, the Prime Burger and the California Burger, and I think having two burgers disqualifies you because you can't put your name on it, right? Yeah. So we're taking Fleming's out. Now this is the monkey wrench, guys.
What?
Joe's.
Prime Meats and stone crabs and all that.
They've got a burger.
Isn't that a chain though?
It's not a franchise. It is a chain. There are more than one Joe's. There's not a ton of them.
Yeah,
I
but
think there's 5 or 6 of them in the world, but they're all owned by the same family. They're still out of Miami.
I think we got to do it.
Give it the Joe's pass. Okay, we'll give it. We'll
Okay,
do it
so
an
Joe's is
easement.
it.
We give an easement to Joe's. Okay.
Okay, now go through the list.
Okay. Kind of in order of what I think my favorites are. Okay.
That's how
I'm
I
gonna go.
started it.
Peter Luger, May Daly's, Nico's, Oscar's, Barry's, Harlow, Delmonico, Bavette's. Sorry, Sam. Bavette's is way down there.
Yeah.
And you're not here to defend yourself, so we're picking on you. 6666 Ranch.
Which we debated on because it's technically a pop-up, but
Well, we're gonna do it.
it.
We're gonna do it. Ocean Prime. Mm-hmm. I'm not putting them. I mean, I like the Ocean Prime burger a lot,
Yep.
and they're a chain too. We're gonna give them because they've been really nice to the show, and I think they have an impressive burger. One Steakhouse, Scotch 80 Prime, Del Frisco's.
We took away. Yep.
Well, yeah. Del Frisco's we took away. Yeah, we're not going to do Del Frisco's. Yeah, Joe's we've allowed in, and no Flemings.
So that's it.
So that's
a solid list. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, count them up here.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13 burgers. Now, if you think there's one out there that we are missing, again, this is the best steakhouse burger. So we're not including the smash burgers from like
Stay Tuned or Yukon.
Burgers or Yukon, or even a killer one I had the other night at Ada's.
Yeah,
they do the Royale.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Mixed Royale with cheese.
Incredibly good.
Yes.
The Royale with cheese. But these are steakhouse burgers, and they're priced accordingly. So if you think we're missing one, let us know. But if anybody offers up Slater's 50/50, you are dead to me.
We're blocking you, actually.
Yes,
We're going to find a way to block your IP from downloading the show.
Okay.
And also, if you email us after we're done and say you guys didn't do insert name of steakhouse, and that's the first time you chime in, we're also going to block you.
Yeah. You've got to be on it now, folks. If we're missing one. But I think that covers
it's
all the
everything.
good steakhouses in town.
Yeah.
I mean, there are great steakhouses. I mean, Bazaar Meat doesn't have a burger. Cut has mini burgers at its Prime is a good steakhouse in the Bellagio, but I don't think it has a burger at all.
It doesn't.
Yeah, and so there's great steakhouses without burgers.
Don's got rid of theirs.
Because people were ordering it.
I know, it's too cheap.
F to you, Don Steakhouse. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's keep going.
Okay, let's do a break, and then we'll come back and we'll do our reviews and questions and comments.
We'll go through questions and comments, restaurant reviews, mini reviews like we always do.
Pet peeve.
And pet peeves of the week. There we go.
All right. There we go.
I'm the best.
Personal injury law has been the same for a long time.
The best.
Big egos, greed, and sleazy schemes. We've had enough. Welcome to Sam and Ash, the new standard for personal injury law, where things are done the right way, because you deserve a team that delivers real support and results. When you have both, your whole world can change. Sam and Ash Injury Law, because you deserve what's right.
All right, we're back. Let's
Here we
do
are.
it.
Is the sound working?
I think we're good.
Okay.
I think so. There's only one way to find out. We post it and let someone DM us and tell us it's not working. I've got a quick question for you. Okay. And I know you get mad when I put you on the hot seat.
Yeah, well, okay. At least I have my wife here to go, no, honey, that wasn't the right answer to that.
Do you have a dish that was memorably the most terrible thing you've had in a while?
Oh, you could have given me some warning about this. Okay. What was my worst meal of the year last year? The one I thought was just terrible. And come on, food
that?
down.
I have to look it up.
I know. I put it on my website. My worst meal.
One of those things where we just look at each other.
Yeah,
and
I know.
Take a few bites and walk away.
Yeah. And I'm going to start pushing the food around.
Okay, I'll let you hold it.
Let that marinate for a while. Okay.
But I want to know the most terrible thing you've eaten.
Ever?
Yeah, if you've got something on the top of your head, you're like, wow, that was... mine. I will never forget. Monkfish liver. Went to a sushi bar. They gave me monkfish liver.
Monkfish liver is delicious.
Horrible.
I love monkfish liver.
Yeah, no. Oh my God. Absolutely not. So
What
that's like one
do
of
you
my
expect?
things.
Southern California.
I love that.
White
I asked
girl.
for it specifically at Izakaya Go.
No, I just...
Yeah.
And I've tried it again to see if it was maybe like a bad liver. Like maybe I got a pickled fish or something. I don't know. And
No,
it was not,
it's an acquired
it's
taste.
Funky.
Yeah,
And it's great. Nope, I'm out. So there we go.
Oh, yeah. Well, Vicks. If I had everything on the menu at Vicks. I mean, Vicks
What
is
was
just
it?
Vicks, that place over by the Smith Center. It's
yes.
it's just cheap ass Italian food with.
It's forced because of the music.
Yeah, it's just it was. But that was a restaurant. I'm trying to think of a dish that I went, oh my God, just so terrible. What was my worst meal of the year last year? Food. It's on my website.
That's what I'm looking at.
Okay, we'll keep going.
Okay, we'll keep going.
We'll plow ahead and chime in if you cue me with the worst restaurant, I'll remember the worst dish.
Okay, so I'm going to go through my quick restaurant rundown. I went to Esther's for dinner and brunch, sat at the bar for dinner, and look, ever since they moved, I haven't really gone to dinner that much. I've done lunch all the time, and it's good. Dinner, I was kind of like underwhelmed at first, the first time I went. So then Mr. Hollywood and I went back, blown away. I think they've actually truly hit their stride in the kitchen.
Really?
And so really
With
loved
all
it.
the numbers they do, that's impressive.
Yeah.
But that place is jamming all the time.
And I know Chef Trees wasn't in the kitchen. I know Chef Sean wasn't in the kitchen. And the meal we had was exceptional. So it is like crawling through the ranks of their kitchen, that quality and perfection. And I was under the radar. No one knew it was me from the show. So
You just kind of
I just snuck in.
warmed your way in.
Yep. Finally went to Petite Bohème for the first time. Loved it. I think it's a really cool cocktail bar.
Yeah.
I really like it, but it reminds me of how much I can't wait for Bohème
to open.
Yep.
Which is supposed to, supposedly in March. So in March is right around the corner. And that's what they told me a couple of weeks ago.
And you got it? No, go.
This is what's so funny. Good thing for your website, you make it so funny.
Eatinglv.com.
Lincoln and I found a few
Shameless
things.
plug.
One, the worst was the fingernail at the bootlegger.
Okay,
There's
the
a cute
fingernail
picture.
pizza.
Yes,
Fingernail
yes.
pizza, yes.
There's
yes.
a cute picture of Ash at the giant ottoman chairs. Like when you say calling all ottomans
At the
palate.
Yes.
Well, the palate the food
it had
wasn't
some
terrible.
good food. Yeah.
No,
it
I
actually had good food.
I thought the decor was.
I think the bootlegger was your.
Yeah, the worst
and
meal. Yeah,
wait, I just found another one, and the other one was Never Again Award Marche Bacchus. That was pretty hideous. The new Marche
Oh
Bacchus.
yeah. I'll tell you a hideous dish. You're gonna put a burger on. They had a burger on the menu that was like, I don't know, $27, and the meat was gray and hard, and then they put something like pickled onions.
Oh, yeah,
whole pickled onions.
They looked
on,
like
an
the
onion marmalade.
Yeah, but they looked like the cocktail onions, but no one had done anything with them.
Yeah, they
were
just
like,
put them on. So that was
onions that were like sliding around. They didn't even cut them in half. Like they're like little bullets shooting out the side.
that Marche Bach was probably my worst dish of last year. Okay, that stands out.
Okay,
Okay.
that was fun. That was
Okay.
And then I don't know if it was last show, but I snuck into Echo Taste Sound.
Yeah,
Nat Young.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for that to open.
Yeah.
And if it opens and I'm not here, I'm going to shed a tear, but then I'm probably going to live there for a month.
Yeah,
and then
she's
it's going to kick
getting
me out.
close too because she's posting a lot on social media.
I know.
She's announced to everybody she's not going to do a big grand
Yep.
opening. Not a lot of marketing, not a lot of hoopla. The whole social media buzz
Hey,
they
go
try to
by
create.
there tonight.
Yeah,
Make sure it's not open. Yeah.
we're going to be hitting a lot of places downtown tonight.
You know what?
So.
I'm glad Ash said that because when you walk in there, my heart melts, and I'm like, I love this place. Like it feels.
And you know me, I
good.
hate music and food.
I
but at
No,
Nat
that is
Young's,
so warm.
It is so cool and cozy in there. It's going
and
to
the
be great.
sound is
Yeah.
just kind of hits your soul. So
Yes.
I just ran into her on the sidewalk and I go, "You don't know me. I actually don't know you, but I'm friends of John." And she's like, "Well, then you're friends with me." Took me inside. She was blaring Creed, and then she turned on the other speakers for me, and I was just. My jaw was on the floor, and what I kept telling her is normally I talk a lot, and I am just shocked, and I'm speechless. And she said that's what the food gal said. She was like, when she came in here with John, she was almost in tears. And I go, yeah, this is just, it kind of taps into your soul.
melt.
So I cannot wait for
Plus,
that to open.
you're talking about the sound and the
I
coziness
know, and the
decor.
food and the
Her
cocktails.
Her food is, I would call it, I hate to overuse the word elevated, but upscale American bistro food. And she does it as well as anyone in town. So the food is, and with the music and the vibe is going to be something there. Echo.
yes.
Opening soon on Main Street.
What else? Yeah, it's in between Bar Ginza and Swan Dive.
Yeah, and it's like right across the street from 1228,
Yep.
at Caddy Corner from 1228 Main. Yeah.
District Deli, they catered our office lunch today, and I hadn't been since they opened, and I kind of was like, had a sandwich, thought it was mediocre, and I go, long walk, I'll just stop at 1228 Main. They were incredible.
Yeah.
I loved them. So they are back on my sandwich list, and that's dangerous because I am a sandwich person.
Yeah, I can tell because you're now a size -4 instead of a size -6.
I love
Okay.
sandwiches. And then you went to Lake Ploop.
You want to, okay, excuse me.
Oh, we're losing him.
The bubbles got to him.
Yeah. Let's go through my, I want to get to listener questions. So I'm going to do my mini reviews kind of fast today this week. Excuse me, getting warmed up here. We should really have booze. I mean, there should be
I know.
cocktails, wine, a cheap beer, something.
Who wants to serve up a cocktail while you guys?
All right. I'm
should,
wasting
yeah.
time.
I know.
I'm
Come on.
wasting time myself. I'm not going to waste time. My interviews. Le Club by Partage is now open. We were there, I think, on night 2, right, wife?
Can we give some credit to Greg?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
What?
That Greg, our friend Greg, thought it should be called Dosage by Partage.
Okay, but they call it Le Club.
Doesn't that sound sexy?
It does.
Dosage.
But no one will know how to
Partage.
pronounce it.
Anyway, it's basically a little bar, Small Bites bar, right next to Partage, which is a fancy French restaurant with a tasting menu, and it's beautiful. And Chef Yuri they do an incredible job there. But this is right next door. There's a wine store, and then to the left of that is now Le Club by Partage, open like 5 to midnight every night. You can go in there. It's kind of a champagne. They call it a champagne bar. Lots of champagne. You have flights of champagne. You have bottles at all price points. But we had a mini burger with foie gras that just knocked my socks off. Escargot, not too garlicky. I love it when they hit that right balance between kind of that bitter herbal parsley-ness and a little bit of garlicness. And I just thought the escargot were perfect.
And so light.
What?
And very light.
Very light escargot.
Okay.
Not that you take one and you're done. Although but enough
It
butter
was
is
Oysters
left.
Rockefeller. And it was like, yeah.
Well, I'm talking about escargot. You're thinking Oysters Rockefeller.
Oh, you said escargot. I heard oysters. I'm sorry, I'm dreaming about the oysters.
They're that good. She's like, forget the escargot.
Guys, once again, my wife isn't listening to me. Imagine that.
It's how it works, John.
Okay,
It's how
okay.
it works.
Anyway, the Oysters Rockefeller aren't a true Rockefeller,
No.
but they are just oysters broiled with hollandaise. Ethereally good. What else did we have? We had a Grand Marnier souffle.
Ooh.
They did a pavlova for dessert with the meringue that kind of shatters. I mean, this is top flight, first class French food. Small
Steak
plates,
tartare.
steak tartare. I thought it was the best steak tartare I've had. in
Oh,
the last
that's
week.
what you say. Yeah.
Just so Le Club by Partage. Check it out if you love French food. They're turning that little corner of Spring Mountain Road at Valley View into not Chinatown,
French
Town.
annex. It's a French
The
annex.
French are taking over the
The French concession is,
Yes.
So so that was good. Love that. Let me zip through a few here real
You went
quick.
to Milos for lunch.
Milos, always good. Best seafood ever for lunch.
Jesse Ray's.
Jesse, let me tell you about
Okay.
Milos real quick. When they started out in 2009, the 3-course lunch was $20.09. Now it's $45, but it's still a deal. It's still a deal. And we had that foie gras, the sea brim, and just the Greek salad, the mez platter they bring, the baklava, the honey cake. I mean, everything they do at Milos is fantastic. But go for, when you need a second mortgage to go for dinner, folks. But the lunch deal is really great. Okay, that's then moving right along. Prompt me here.
Jesse Ray's.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now, I don't like to trash mom and pops in this town, but I've been hearing about how great Jesse Ray's is for so long, and we drove all the way, way, way out Boulder Highway to Jesse Ray's, and
Is that the original location?
No, the original one was over by Allegiant, where the Allegiant Stadium is. I think they moved over there, and I mean, it'll do in a pinch, but Rolling Smoke is better, and it's not in the same league.
Rolling Smoke is better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's saying
saying
something.
And
Did you go, Food Gal?
Oh yeah, how do you
Okay.
think you get on this?
Yeah.
trail?
Okay. What?
It's halfway to Hamon.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Okay. So wait, what's your take?
It was mushy and horrible. I couldn't tell the difference between the beef and the pork.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's bad.
And
Okay.
I was taking bites of both, and she said, "We've got to leave. This is awful." And I said, "Well, but it's crowded with people. To each his own, but don't ever tell me it's in the same league as Soul Belly or Wild Fig, because it is not.
It
and
is
we'll
not.
we'll leave it at that. Okay.
El Torito.
And then we were so disappointed. We drove another 3 more miles down the street. It was we were almost in Boulder City now.
I think we were almost on the surface of the moon. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it looked like.
The Hoover Dam.
It's right in the middle of nowhere. Literally, is this little freestanding building off of Boulder Highway, and you're almost a railroad pass there. And I go, this is like one of the oldest restaurants in town, like since 1975. Walked in, it reminded me of the roadside diners and cafes around Albuquerque in New Mexico, where
Okay.
my son lives.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we go there a lot. Very homey, very locally owned. super nice inside. The people were sweet, nice. Not the greatest Mexican food, but we had some green chili stew that pressed. It pressed all the right buttons, and the service was great, and this the feel of being in this kind of warm roadside Mexican diner was just really nice. So big thumbs up to El Torito Cafe. When you find yourself hungry in the middle of nowhere.
On the surface of the moon. In a post-nuke town.
Yeah. But so
my gosh.
So we had a great time there.
That's where you go, what, on your way to Hamon? Like stop for rations?
Yeah. I can't speak enough about just the nice feel of the place. And the people were great. And
It looked really
El
charming.
Torito.
And so I was glad to hear that you enjoyed it.
So then we had we had the misfortune of being hungry at Durango Station the other day, and we wanted to eat the Hawaiian food. But as Hawaiians go, they were taking forever. So they were on Hawaiian time.
Where? People ordering and the people taking the order was
they were
comically
somnambulant.
It's like the DMV.
It was like everybody was in, like there were three-toed sloths were
By
working
the way, they
there.
opened at the oddest hour. We were there not on the mark of anything. They just kind of randomly opened the doors, and I'm like,
surprise.
So, but we ended up at Irv's Burgers.
Is that your first time?
Yeah, and I mean, oh come on, folks, don't kid a kidder. I mean, Irv's Burgers isn't in the same league as dozens of better burgers in this town.
I agree.
Maybe it's great in Southern California, but it didn't show me anything. And again, good to circle back, it had the mealiest, woodiest, whitest looking tomato on it I've ever had. But take the tomato off, it was kind of overcooked, and the bun was nice, the sauce was nice. Not a bad burger, but I said Forgettable. Yeah. No, certainly not worth standing in line to get. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And people stand in line for this thing. Who knew?
So in Newport Beach, they opened one right across from the ferry of Balboa Island. And so I've gone. I was like, I need to check this thing out. And now it's oddly close to me rather than me trekking to Durango. And I thought exactly that. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, I didn't have a craving to go back. I did nothing about it. Blew me away. It's expensive. I'd be happier at In-N-Out.
Yeah. I think,
and that's when I'm dealing with a chain or a casual burger spot, I'm going, would I be happier at In-N-Out?
Or your favorite, the Shake Shack. Shake Shack.
Oh yeah.
For a fast food burger, she likes.
Well, Shake Shack's expensive. I can't afford it.
It's expensive because it was $8. It had a good mouthfeel, but the flavor was like,
and it was gray and
I just like the crunchiness that it had in it.
But then, okay, let's accentuate the positive. Forget Irv's Burgers.
Okay.
Then 2 nights later, we end up. First we go to Raku for her yearly 29th birthday party.
Happy birthday!
Raku,
Happy belated.
Raku, it's our best izakaya without a doubt. I mean, you've got to really love Japanese food because it's extremely Japanese.
Yes.
There's they don't gringo it up at Raku, but it's been since 2008, and it's just superb, and the sake list is to die for. Then we ended up at Ada's.
I love Ada's.
Just to go out with a few nights for a couple that we see here and there, and we love them. And they don't go there enough, even though they live closer than we do. And we had for the Royale with cheese burger, which is a smash burger, and it's really smashed and it's overflowing the bun and the sauce. But man, does it just take your breath away! It's so good.
Yep, I loved it.
But we also had other things too. We had the Brussels sprouts with balsamic. We had
the shrimp, the garlic shrimp,
the
crab salad,
the crab salad with the little tinge of horseradish in the dressing, which just really gets me going. And I also like that the cod in like a ham broth, which is oddly sounding but beautifully poached fish
with ham and mushrooms, a very earthy.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
It was,
but interesting combo.
It was very interesting and very good. So, Ada's, I think if I had to rank the top off-strip restaurants right now, we can debate it with Enema by Ito and maybe a couple others, but it's definitely in the top 5.
Yep.
Maybe even the top 3. Okay.
I put it in my top 3 easy.
Yeah. So, Ada's food plus wine in Tivoli Village. Please come downtown so I can go there more often.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
It is. The worst. What do you call it? The worst kept secret in town.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to listener questions or comments. I think some of these are DMs. So at EYY Lee on Instagram replied to our Endo reel saying, they asked us not to share this one part and keep it a true surprise. Well, they asked no pictures or anything. Maybe that was just at the beginning. Referencing when I talked about how they open up the case and let you pick your own little chopstick rest and chopsticks.
Right.
But look, I didn't go in as an influencer, so I don't think they were worried about me telling anyone. So
I think they don't want you posting pictures about it. Is the main thing,
I don't know. So I didn't take any photos of it, but surprise broken. And also, Santa's not real.
And Amanda Signorelli, what did she say? Amanda wrote us and said, the hate we get for saying no to men in flip-flops.
Yeah.
You go, Amanda. Stay strong.
I know. Don't
Stay strong,
ever.
Signorelli.
Yes.
Yeah, you're holding the line against the hideousness that is men's naked feet.
Yeah, it's the last bastion of so we thank you for what you do. At the House of J on Instagram, comment on dress code reel. Good for Golden Steer for holding standards. More places should follow their lead. We agree.
Right.
So sick of, quote, influencers acting like spoiled children, thinking they don't have to follow the rules. You don't want to follow the dress code, then don't go. Their house, their rules. Maybe if places like Caesars, Bellagio, et cetera, stopped kissing their ass, they would stop acting like so entitled and making your staff's life miserable.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. This is
Preach.
Preach it. Because this is what I blame baby boomers on about. Because we, and by me, by we I mean me, Ash the attorney's mother and father, and millions of us boomers raised two generations of entitled snots who think they're entitled to do anything, anywhere, because mommy and daddy told me I was wonderful when I was 6.
And I get a trophy for everything.
Now I'm 39 or 44, and I'm still wonderful, and I should just be able to look and do anything I want, anywhere I want.
Well, I am
So
really
fuck
wonderful.
you, baby boomers. Fuck you all for raising these two worthless generations. I need a
Not that
cigarette.
they're not. Just hold them to standards.
Okay, fine. Let's keep going.
Okay, David W.
on Instagram.
He said he tried to go to Winnie and Ethel's this morning, but couldn't wait. And so he followed John's advice from the podcast. Don't wait. There's a place up the block doing great food. So they hit 1228 Main. They were awesome as always. What a great morning strolling Main Street with the market scene.
Yeah. J.R. Starkis says, you're not leaving out Oscar's Burger. No, J.R., it's on the list.
Yeah,
So
we might have skipped over it.
Yeah, but we're not skipping over it when it comes to the taste test. Okay. David M., I'm relatively new to the podcast. I love it. Shows you have good taste, David M. And really look forward to 2 questions. Do you have any updated timing for the opening of BOA?
And then he said, I heard summer 2025, but was wondering if there's more accurate date that might be working towards. Frankly, David M., your email was the first time I realized they were coming back.
Yeah. I remember them at the top of the Caesars Forum shops.
Yeah, they closed.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, they're going back into, I think, the Palazzo.
All right.
And
that's good because you know what the Palazzo needs?
Steakhouse.
More steakhouses. Yes.
Are they getting ready to rebrand the Beef Tower or something? Or
I don't know.
I don't know.
People are giving me shit now. Where were we the other day? And somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, you just hate steakhouses, don't you?" I go, "No, I love steakhouses."
You're headed to one now. You're accused of hating them and loving them too much.
It's just like Italian food, John.
Yeah. There's just so many of them. So.
And then his second question was, I was sad to find out that Chef Matthew Meyer closed down 138 Degree Steakhouse in Henderson. Do you know why it closed? And do you know if he has plans to open up a different restaurant? So I replied to David's email. First, welcome to the pod. Thanks for listening. And then reiterated, no idea about BOA beyond summer 2025. I looked it up. Couldn't find anything even more certain than that. And then as to Chef Matt Meyer, I don't know the exact reason why he left. He was quoted, I think, maybe in the Review Journal or Eater as saying personal reasons.
Yeah.
But then do you remember when we got that email pitch to be investors?
Yeah. He's looking for GoFundMe money to open something.
Called Aura at Town Square. And it was supposed to be early 2025. I haven't heard anything more than that random email. Haven't heard anything from him.
He's a talented guy. I'm sorry 138 closed, but it was the wrong concept and the wrong location.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a theory.
Oh, let's hear it.
The food gal speaks. She speaks.
Speak up.
It's because of the Yelp Steakhouse 141 is 3 degrees hotter. Just saying.
Didn't.
Was that a joke? What is one? I didn't get the joke. I mean, I literally
She
didn't.
listed one of the steakhouses was called Steak.
Remember
141.
Yelp? The Yelp 100 had 141
Oh,
steakhouse.
oh, yeah.
My steak is
Well,
3 degrees hotter.
I mean, okay, not to brag. Yes, to brag, but it's just true. I cover more territory restaurant than anybody in this town, and have for 30 years. And when I have never heard of a place, it's either not very good or extremely obscure.
That's 141.
That's one.
Okay.
Where is 141? So sorry, I
Southern
didn't get your
Highlands.
joke. Southern Highlands.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Count. Hey, one more listener that we saw in our neighborhood. We were taking a little walk, and some guy said, "Hey, I listen to the podcast all the time." And John and I were just like kind of so taken aback that we just kept on walking. We're like laughing and waving, and we're like, we have no idea who he is.
So thank you, one neighbor that's
One
waved to me.
neighbor.
Tell us your name.
Yeah, yeah. He said he looked at me. I love the podcast. I went, hey, see, we have a fan. Thank you, one fan.
Yeah. All right. I love it. Dave emailed also telling us that he was worried that the lunchtime free parking in the Arts District had been terminated. Then he followed up and says it is still going. He even called the city's parking office to confirm it's still 11 to 1 on weekdays, Monday through Friday.
Dave W. is serious about his free
I
parking.
know. Dave, we can't pay you. We're not even getting paid. But I mean, I appreciate the effort. So
Thank you, Dave. And he also loved the mortadella sandwich at Esther's Kitchen.
Yep.
And the waterfall beef and short rib fried rice at La Thai 2, which is one of our best little Thai restaurants right
So
in our
great.
neighborhood. Hooray, La Thai 2. Okay, so keep going. Let's. We're zipping right through these.
yeah, David K.
David K's our regular, right? He's
yeah.
a reg. Okay.
So soon after Harlow opened, him and his wife gave it a try and were disappointed. So taking, I'm going to say John's advice, they went last night and were pleasantly surprised. He gave us a lot of details about his wine, found a $75 Barolo, I think,
not
and
bad.
dinner and service. And then the infamous question we always ask, will you go back?
And he said no.
Because
Probably
one
no.
always says, my wife says no.
But he said their steak was a bit undercooked. I would say this, David K. That's not a cardinal sin if they undercook a steak in a restaurant. I mean, because chefs naturally try to undercook beef because then you can always add a little fire to it when it's not. So that to me is the most forgivable fault in a meal if your steak comes back that
Yeah,
way.
David says he would go back. Food and service was excellent.
And $300 for two, which is pretty much the standard for steakhouses these days.
Yeah, cocktail, bottle of wine,
yeah.
soup, salad, 2 entrees, no dessert.
But then, he proves me right again when he says, honey salt, John, you are spot on regarding honey salt. We've been 3 or 4 times. Every time we leave, we ask ourselves, why would this visit be any different from the last? Yeah, because that is just one of those restaurants that it's never as good as I want it to be. So that's sad.
Yeah.
And then he talked about some Yountville favorites, Bottega Ad Hoc, Bouchon Bistro. Too many. Let me tell you the thing about Bouchon. Let me take a quick side.
Don't hate on my Bouchon in Yountville, but
Yeah,
okay.
no, I like Bouchon.
Okay.
But when we were there, last time we were there, or the person we stayed with said that, she said, notice all, maybe I told this story on this pod before. I did?
Tell it again. I forgot.
Okay. She said, notice all the tourists that line up, and these little gals, they're like 50, 100 of them lined up. They go to the bakery just to get a baked good so they can get the Bouchon bag.
Oh, yes.
And take it home and say, look at me, and pose on Instagram with the Bouchon bag. So it's now a bakery and a restaurant that exists for its own logo.
I didn't know that.
That's what the world has come to.
It was definitely for like a lot of maybe like Japanese or whoever.
You know they're selling Trader Joe's canvas tote bags in Japan as like hot item. Like they've got like cachet, social cachet. Like instead of
Hello Kitty, Trader Joe's.
Yes, I know. So there you go.
Wow.
Well, look, I love Bouchon. I
do too.
don't go to the one here, but I love the one in
because it's
Yountville.
such a pain in the ass to get to. Okay?
And then he said he didn't like French laundry. Once was enough. We all agree.
Me
Once
too.
was enough.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about it too. Yeah.
And
so
then,
okay,
I think that's it.
that's about it. We can go to pet peeves of the week.
You go first, my friend. You go
I'm
first.
going to use up all my energy right here.
Okay.
All right, here's the scenario. Buckle up, folks. You're a man of a certain age, graying around the temples. Oh, well, maybe that was 15 years ago. But you're dressed in a sport coat. You're well dressed. You're well groomed. You have expensive Warby Parker eyeglasses, tortoise rims on. I know the food gal is now going to sleep. You walk into a bar.
Can you paint it better?
you walk into a bar alone, waiting for somebody. The bar's almost empty. There's 2 bartenders. There's someone at the end of the bar, another person seated. Cocktails. It's 5:30. There's hardly anybody there. You order a drink. They bring your cocktail, and they immediately look at you and go, "Are you going to be staying with us a while, sir?" And I go, "Well, I don't know. I've had a drink. I might move on.
Yeah.
Well, may I have a credit card? I'd like a credit card on file." No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to be treated like you think I'm a thief. When I'm sitting, a well-groomed middle-aged man, okay, more than middle-aged man, order a drink, and immediately you treat me like I'm dishonest. You peg me as, I need a credit card if you're going to sit there for a while to make sure you don't run out, okay? I get it. I bounce this off my boys at lunch. They go, Vegas is different. When you're a crowded bar and there's 6 people there and people are ordering drinks, you need a credit card. But in an almost empty bar, it is an insult to the customer to want a credit card after they order a drink. It's only something that's happened. I don't see it in other cities. I don't see it in Europe at all. But here it's that, well, you had a drink, and you might have another one, and you might run out on the tab, so give me that credit card. So no. I'm insulted, and you're insulting your customer. End of rant.
Did you say no?
I couldn't say no. It's one of my favorite bars.
I do that Adam Rose thing where you're like,
what?
No. It's what did I say when we talked about this? It's like them handing your entree and then going,
yeah, pay me now for this, okay? Yeah, here's your Caesar salad. Now let me have your card, so you don't run out on the fillet.
And do you want me to close it out, or are you going to order dessert?
Are you going to order
fast food?
It's treating the client like they're dishonest. I mean, and I understand, and it's a shortcut, and it makes the bartender's job easier. But you're not there to make your job easier, bartender. In an almost empty bar, you're there to make me a drink, and I'm going to pay for it. And I don't look like the kind of guy who's not going to pay for it. So when I'm ready to pay, I pay when I'm done. Okay? Or are we going to move into a society where maybe we go to the grocery store, and every time you put the Tide soap in, you better pay for it right then. You better pay for this because who knows, you might accumulate things and not pay for all.
Yeah, you got to hand your credit card over to the cashier when you walk into the grocery store.
It presumes dishonesty of
customers. Or
customers.
maybe they should set it up where they give you the credit card, you order the drink, you give the credit card, and they go, now go to the next window to get your drink. Yeah. And then it'll make sense. Because then it'll use fast.
Oh, it really is drive-through.
Like a drive-through. Drive-through. Do I have a point or not? Agree
no, I'm with you. Especially empty bar and you're dressed well. Like you
empty bar dressed well. Exactly.
I think empty bar dressed well.
Crowded bar and 3 of my friends walk in and we're all getting drinks.
Crowded bar, I get it.
Get it, yeah.
There's a lot going on, and you might go to the outdoor patio. I see it when they could lose track of you. Right. I get it.
Yeah.
Empty bar, dressed well.
Right. So.
Or if you walked in cargo shorts, flip flops, shoeless,
not
and a cutoff
sleeve. Golden Steer.
Yeah, no, but I mean, if you walked in flip flops, cargo shorts, and a cutoff shirt, I would also maybe say, get the card. That might be a homeless person.
Or 3 bags.
Maybe get the card before you make the drink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and when my buddies that I go to lunch with, they work in restaurants. They go, you don't know how crazy it gets sometimes, and I get it. The Esther's Kitchen Bar, I get when people are ordering food, and like one guy orders a drink, and his 2 friends show up, and you're right, one guy walks away, and it's like, who's paying for all this? It's such a Vegas thing. It's such
Can I be the opposing? Like, I think you're being too precious. You're like being too special because maybe they're going to get busy later, or they're just treating everyone the same so that like homeless Joe comes in and they're like, I don't need a card, and they're like looking like they're not different.
It's an insult. It's an insult to the customer.
I think they might have come from a place that is like a machine and they're trained to do it.
Yeah.
And so it was just like,
it was
automatic.
Yeah.
It was just robotic. It was thoughtless.
Yeah. The bartender was like 23-year-old gal.
And she's just like, this is what I do at whatever bar I work at midnight. And so did it at 5:00 at a nice establishment.
Just wanted to insult you.
Maybe it was a personal attack.
You insulted the wrong person, bartender.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah. I always say that. I keep that in my holster.
But I also think if all jokes aside, if it's empty, you come in, you're dressed well, you sit down, you order a drink. If it starts getting busy, go back to that person and say, hey, I didn't forget about you. Do you want another drink? Like, I'm going to lose track. Do you mind if I get a card? Like, there's a way to do it. But it takes,
Well, one of my buddies said what he does in bars is he just simply walks in and just like puts a 20 on the table in front of tip them in advance, which isn't a bad idea.
Smart.
Yeah.
All right.
Here, I'm going to show you right away that I'm not a thief. Okay, let's go. Okay, your pet peeve.
Oh, I don't remember.
And then got one. You got one. Food Gal's got one.
I don't remember what my pet peeve was from last show. Eek.
I don't know, but
It was something about
Ash,
cleaning tables or something about tables and
Ash, I just want you to
getting
know
the
that
check.
he has a microaggression, and that was a microaggression.
That was a microaggression.
It
I
was.
liked it. That's why I got so passionate about it.
Okay.
She was right behind
No,
you.
I
but-
was with you.
Okay, Food Gal.
What's yours?
You give Ash a
Mine?
second. Yeah.
Yeah, what's your
mine? This because it happened. It happened a couple times recently where you have tables like this that are smooth, no tablecloths, and sometimes they don't pick up the plates before they put the next round of dishes down.
Okay.
And it's like take the old stuff away, and 2, when you do, clean the table, because if you're doing family style and like someone's messed something up, it's like they just leave it and they see it, they see it, and they just plop it down on it. And especially when they give you the check at the end and they just throw it in some like slop that's like on the table.
Who's done this to us?
Several.
Where?
It's like just come
Are
along
you
with
messy,
a wet
John?
rag.
No, she's
I'm
a
not
much
saying we're
mess-
super messy, but like once in a while stuff drips when you're doing family style, which we almost always.
I'm learning that you're a clean freak over
I am
here.
a clean
Oh
freak.
my gosh.
I gathered the dishes if they don't take them fast enough.
She's
Oh my
both
gosh.
ADHD, ADD, you
OCD,
name it.
all the
She's got
Ds.
all
I'm
of them.
but
She's
it's
got all
like
of them.
if I understand it for the tablecloth, you can't. Like Cipriani, they roll one out before you get.
That's the most
but
embarrassing
I don't want
thing.
to put my sleeves and stuff in like something that's like, oh, there's something there.
Okay. This is first of all, I'm not denying that this is a problem. I've never seen it at our table.
I think it's a lack of service in between. If you're gonna have someone take stuff away, also clean it.
Who are you dining with other than me?
They think you clean the table at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. Okay. If you're a server and you see an obvious spill or something, hey, let me get that for you. Okay. I can get it, but that's up there.
I don't get
know.
it.
Okay, but
I mean,
I remember my pet peeve.
Okay, here it is. Drum roll.
Nice restaurant, but they give you the little packets of butter. Like the sealed plastic
Now
packed butter.
this is a microaggression.
And
This is
even worse if it's cold.
yes.
It needs to be room temp.
Agreed.
It butter be room temperature.
It butter be. And also, if you've got like white linen tablecloths, don't give me butter packets.
Thank you.
Just don't.
Oh yeah.
Just do not.
Yeah, butter packets are kind of they work. They're okay in a diner.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're okay in a if Winnie and Ethel's wants to do diner packets,
Sure,
I'm cool with
agreed.
it. Yeah. But yeah, in good restaurants, no.
Oh, speaking of Winnie and Ethel's, went.
Yeah, you did. You've already mentioned it. Yeah.
I forgot to mention
It's
it.
so good.
It is so damn good.
And
And it's busy now. And so I had to go early. But I had that pancake.
You're a pancake slut.
I am.
Yeah.
Sandwiches, pancakes, and burgers.
Yeah.
Done. Out. Like, that's all I need in life. So, yeah, Winnie and Ethel's. And the omelet was incredible. I did their country omelet with the ham, bell peppers, and white American cheese. Chef's kiss.
Yeah,
So
that's
they're
good
killing
place.
it over there. Happy for them.
Okay, so
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Well,
That's-
we
yeah.
ripped right through. The Food Gal didn't embarrass me too much.
No.
She didn't point out all of my flaws like she usually does.
And John, I don't know if you remembered to plug all of your random socials.
Oh yes, I'm on John Curtis at Eating Las Vegas on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. At John Curtis on Instagram, where I get a lot of traction on my
Yes.
food stuff. You can still friend me on Facebook, John Curtis, CURTAS. And at eatinglv.com is my website, which I post occasional articles, long-form articles on eatinglv.com.
And the show, Eat Talk at Eat Talk Repeat. And then you can find me at Ash the Attorney on all platforms. And yeah, again, like, subscribe, leave a review, and bon appetit.
Bon appetit, says Rocky. There he is. Ta-da!
Oh, we've lost. It's gone to the dogs, ladies and gentlemen. It's gone to the dogs.
Okay. All right, good. Good night, Canada.